Ed and I'd like to welcome you to the studio. Um, Ed has been feeling a little under the weather. He hurt his paw, but he's okay. But so he's just hanging out with me today. Um, Released my new song called Rage Thrills Wow. It's an industrial type of song, and it is about the political environment that we're living in. I don't care what side you take. It's just kind of my feelings on the whole thing, and the only way I knew how to express it was through this song. I've had a few questions on how I got everything together and how I made it, though, so I thought I'd go through a few of the tracks for you and show you how everything was made. Alright, so let's start out from the beginning. We'll just kind of go from the beginning here and show you how it goes.
The president only makes the decision. The president only makes the decision.
Okay, so that's how it sounds from the beginning. Let me show you what I did here. First thing I did is I used a Arteria program called Analog Lab, and it looks like I used a ARP 2600 patch. Let's see here. Yeah, I used this patch here, and I kind of tweaked it to my liking. All I did was compress and EQ it. Here's what it sounds like solo. So it kind of gets the atmosphere going. And the second thing to come in here is another ARP 2600. So I just add some underlayment to it. So that's that part. The next part was, this is a vocal slice sample that I used. This is what this guy says.
The president only makes the decision. The president only makes the decision. The president only makes the decision.
So that's what he says. He says this president only makes the decisions, and then from there, just to add some stuff in here, I put some electricity. Alright, and then from there, so that gets the intro, kind of gets it building up a little bit. And after that, I used 3 different drum sets on here. I used Arteria Spark drums, Spike Stents drums from East West, and Tremor drums. Let me play them solo for you, show you what they sound like. So here's the first drum set. Kind of got that pulsing beat to it. And then from there I added this drum here, spike drums. A little more grittier there. And then the last ones I added were this Tremor drums here. And this is what they sound like by themselves. Then all together, this is what they sound like here. All 3 of them together sounds a lot more full and sounds more industrial that way. Okay. And then for this part, I just did some guitars, and I just did a left and right guitar on here. Show you what they sound like. So it's just a recorded guitar, and then looks like a CLA guitar from down here. And then, let's see here. I'm not going to go through the whole song with you. I'll go through some good parts here. So the bridge, this is a good one here. So, yeah, this verse right here.
Were you not assigned at one time to work on plans for the continuity of government in the event of a major disaster? Mr. Chairman.
I believe that question touches upon a highly sensitive and classified area, so may I request that you not touch upon that, sir. Classified area, classified area, classified area, classified area.
Okay, so this was actually taken out of a speech in the 80s with Oliver North, and it was, I believe, a Senate committee thing about Rex 84. Read up on that if you haven't. It's kind of freaky. But I just took the vocals there, chopped them up how I wanted them, and on this one I just had him do a bunch of, he did an echo through there. And then I lead into a JFK speech, one of his famous speeches. He was talking to a bunch of radio broadcasters, I believe.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret...
And then for the bridge, I found these really cool vocals by Jim Jones, who was a cult leader, and this is what his vocals sound like.
For socialism is a light, and socialism has to have a bearer of its cross. And I have taken its cross, and bless your heart, I have used its cross as a battering ram, and I am now living in the resurrection of socialism.
Okay, so that was one of his rants, and I put that through the bridge. And then to end the bridge, I used a George Orwell quote from an interview he did, and this is what he has to say.
If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever.
And then from there, I had him just
stamping on a human face.
All right, so there that is, and let's see here, Orwell again. Guitars, Jim Jones. Alright, right here, when I'm coming out of the bridge into the chorus, I found a scream, which is really cool. It goes really well. And from there, I've got a crowd sample. So, I just put those vocal samples throughout the song, kind of where I thought they'd fit. With an industrial song, you're going to have a lot of repetitiveness, and that's kind of just kind of more of a raw, angry song. That's kind of how they go. So let me play a little bit. I'll play the bridge part here and show you how all these goes together.
Facts they deserve to know.
For socialism is a light, and socialism has to have a bearer of its cross. And I have taken its cross, and bless your heart, I have used its cross as a battering ram, and I am now living in the resurrection of socialism.
If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. Stamping on a human face.
No president should fear public scrutiny.
Okay, the last thing I forgot to show you guys is on the drums, you want to make sure they're in phase, and luckily they all worked out where they're in phase, so they sounded good together. You'll just have to go through and EQ the drums and, make them to your liking. I found these 3 drum sets and I kind of tweaked them to where I wanted them. I think that's it. The only other thing I would say, this ARP right here for this ARP 2600 is kind of that droney sound. That really kind of glues the song together, I think. Even though you don't hear the drone all the time, it's there in the background and kind of just glues everything together. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at jason@mrkaplan.co. Leave me a comment below. And have a great day, everybody.